Hello. Welcome to Bitch Faggot Radio, episode number 15, I believe. I think I just did number 14. I'm not too sure. I got to go on a little hiatus here in the next I think by Friday I'm going to begin amassing content for my next chapter of poetry. It's been a minute since I've written some poetry. I've been writing this fantasy story. I've been working on this, and I've been working a lot, trying to get that money right. So, writing's kind of taking a backseat. So, starting, I guess, the weekend, I'm gonna really just buckle down and get some serious writing done. I'm not gonna fuck around. And, yeah, I'm gonna amass the content for about 2 weeks. So, yeah, this is episode number 15. I just uploaded episode number 9 on my blog. So as far as I know, I'm just gonna be writing installments of my poetry, and I'm probably not gonna be uploading any of these for a while. I'm gonna save a bunch, but I'm probably not gonna upload many of them, if any, until probably the middle of next month, and then I'll also unleash some of my published material as well, and kind of promote that at the same time I'm promoting this, and kind of yeah. Anyways, more on that later in another episode maybe, but you can find me on Twitter at Jason Van Jason. You can find my Amazon Author Central page in the description below. There's a link, and there's also a link to my blog from my Amazon Author Central page. And on said Amazon Author Central page, you can find many of my published works and buy each individual one for 99 cents. And are they worth your money? Probably not, but go fuck yourself. And if you have any direct questions for the show that you'd like me to read on the show, you can send and direct those to jvjradio@protonmail.com, and that email is in the description below as well. So, last episode I had diverged from not what I wanted to talk about, but what I was talking about. I had mentioned the show Black Mirror on Netflix, and how I had watched 2 episodes of it. 2 random episodes. And then I just kind of diverged from there onto my parents and shit, and that whole thing. And so I wanted to kind of go back to what I was talking about with Black Mirror. The show is the 2 episodes that I saw first. The first episode I saw, I think, was the very first one where... not to give away any shit, not to, I don't want to say spoiler alert, because I'm not going to spoil it, but the first one was about trolling, trolling and how trolling goes from the internet into real life, and the other one I watched was this one about this black guy. I say a black guy, I don't know if I know, but this black guy, he's in this little confined space, and he rides this bicycle to get currency for the new world that they live in, and he helps this chick, and then yada yada, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, maybe it's worth watching. I don't know. I thought the show was a little bit. They could have fleshed it out a little bit more, I think, based on what I've saw so far. Actually, no. The other one I saw was where the Prime Minister of Britain, or whatever the fuck, there's some kind of video where they capture their princess, the royal princess, and in order to get her back, the Prime Minister has to literally fuck a pig on television. It's fucking, and so it's all building up to whether he's gonna fuck this pig or not, basically, and. Yeah, it's kind of a fucked up thing, but at any rate, that show, it inspires a lot of thinking about technology and that show, it is based on technology. It's based on, this idea of kind of where technology is taking us and kind of the horror stories of technology. And a lot of people ranted and raved about it, and I really wasn't that impressed with it based on what I've saw so far. But I don't know, maybe there's a couple standout episodes or something. Maybe I'll have to watch more of it. But yeah, I just wasn't like super duper impressed with it at all. And yeah, but where technology is taking us is a strange thing because no one can really guess. I mean, we can guess based on the technology we have right now, but even then, no one can really predict what's coming out next or what, what they're going to discover next and how they're going to apply it or anything like that. It's fucking crazy. This world in general has just become fucking crazy. It's a weird fucking world. It's a socially disconnected world. When I'm, for example, if I'm sitting in a coffee shop, I don't talk to anyone. I'm, like I said last episode, I'm kind of a loner, and so if someone doesn't engage me in conversation, I certainly don't engage them. And that goes for women more so. I don't engage women at all. Unless I'm really inclined to, which is like rarely the case. I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I've initiated a conversation with a woman where, so like I'm not like a super baller or anything. I do have like online game and shit, and I can translate that into a meeting and shit and go from there and create attraction and shit. But overall, I just don't care enough to. I'm not like a super sexually driven person, and that's just what it is. But that social disconnection, I think we attribute a lot of it to technology, but I don't know how much of it is attributed to technology. As human beings, we like to blame other things for what we do. We like to say the bomb killed them, when in reality, somebody had to drop the bomb. Somebody had to make the bomb, like there's a whole process of guilty people involved in that, and we just forsake that and say, oh, it was the bomb, or oh, it was the gun that killed him, or oh, he just had one gun, but how did he get the gun? How did there's a whole thing that we just choose not to explore for whatever reason, and it's because it's easy. We're all just used to living this easy life. And the direction it's headed is to make this life even more easy. And that's fucked up. That's fucking crazy. I don't know how we're going to make this life more easy, but I know we're going to do it. I have no fucking doubt about that at all, based on what I've saw so far. I have every inclination to believe that this life is going to be significantly more easier in the future than it is right now. That is for certain. And how is that easiness going to change us? It's a really tough thing to call. I don't know how that easiness is going to change us. That ability to look at struggle and say, nah, I don't want to do that today. To not fight through it, to not have that fight within you. A lot of people don't. And the world today is kind of created for that kind of struggle to not really exist anymore. If we're faced with a challenge, a lot of the time we don't rise to it. There's this expectation that we do, and there's this thought process of ego involved that we do rise to the expectation, but rarely do we ever. We, especially like socially, human beings are not rising to the occasion at all. And that's a choice. We say it's technology, but ultimately there's a choice being made there as well, and we can't just blame technology for the choices being made by us. Can't just say, oh, it's technology's fault. That's too easy. You know, again, technology making life easy. It's even taking the blame for shit. We got to have some responsibility and accountability. We can't just be blaming the bombs or the guns or the technology. We got to fucking be looking at the bigger picture here, and we're not. Instead of looking at the bigger picture, we're painting our own picture. We're saying, look, isn't that pretty? Oh, yeah. Canada is such an interesting place because, as I talked about before, we are a multicultural environment. You have cultures from all sorts of different environments here, and so you have all sorts of different people. Like the other day, for example, and this isn't in the scope of multiculturalism. This is the scope of just where I am. The other day, I was volunteering at the church that I go to, and I was also in line for a meal, and this native guy is in front of me, and he's fucking hammered. This guy is fucking hammered, and this is a community meal. Like I said before, this place is my old stomping grounds. It's where I like to go to kind of reconnect to the person I was before, and kind of say, it's really a function of staying sober, because the ultimate thing about being sober is realizing that even though I'm sober, I'm still an addict. I just don't do drugs, and that's an important note to make, that even though you're sober, you're still an addict. You just don't do drugs. Addictive personalities don't go away. We just channel them into other things, right? Right. But yeah, so sobriety is not like the be-all, end-all of drug addiction. It's not at all. I still have an addictive personality. I'm still an addictive person, and it's up to me to manage that. And when I go to that place and I reconnect to that person that I once was, I remember that. Because it's easy to forget. It's easy to become jaded again. You know, when I go there, I'm faced with so many homeless people that it's just wild. And it's so easy to look at those homeless people like they're just pieces of shit. It's so easy to do that, but they're not. And I know that because I was one of them at one time. I know that those homeless people are people as well. And they got fucking problems. Like 90% of them have mental illness. Everyone says it's like 70 or 80 or even like 40 or 50. It's a fucking massive number that have some sort of mental illness and just don't want to deal with it, or drug addiction, or you know, just bad choices. It doesn't matter. It's all like that. And yeah, and so like I was saying, there's this fucking guy who is fucking hammered in front of me. The pastor is asking him to quiet it down, and he's just fucking, like, this short lady walks by and he just goes, "Hey, how's the weather down there?" That's kind of a good one. Then he goes, "Oh, is it foggy?" And this native guy behind me, who is like king drunk there. This guy is drunk every single fucking day that I go there. I go there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, usually. This guy is just, he's fucking hammered all the time, and like the pastor will be saying a prayer, and he'll be like, "Shut the fuck up and let's eat." Like he'll just fucking be hammered a lot of the time, and when he's not hammered, he's in a super bad mood. It's just better not to talk to him, because especially these native people and their emotional abuse, they snap. They just snap, and you never know if you're gonna say something. Especially as a white person that they've been victimized by pretty much their whole lives. You know, if I just say something, even just kind of that I think is funny or casual, they might snap, you know. And so Buddy is trying to get me going. He's trying to bait me into fucking with him by you know, saying to his drunk buddy in front of me, "Oh, I'm standing behind the ugliest guy in the fucking whole room." And, you know, he's trying to get me going with that, and you can't get me going with that at all. I've been through anger management. I've gotten into fights over people throwing fucking Play-Doh at me, for fuck's sakes. Like, I've fucking, you know, I don't buy that shit. Not at all. And so, yeah. I wasn't buying into his fucking goading. He's trying to goat me into something, but I actually did say something fucked up, and I'm actually so surprised he didn't punch me, but he actually laughed about it, and the buddy in front of him laughed about it too, because we were kind of they started going at each other a little bit, and then they started ganging up on me, and I just looked at the two and was like, you know what? Guess what, you two? My fucking skin's still white, so the joke's on you. And they both started laughing. I figured for sure one of them was going to throw a punch or something, but I don't know why I said that. That he actually did get that response out of me, but it was funny. I said it in a funny tone. I wasn't like, fuck you or anything like that. I was trying to be funny, and I'm glad it was funny. Especially when you say something like bitch faggot or bitch, you know, there's got to be that connotation of humor with it. You can't just be calling someone a bitch or a faggot. You gotta add that connotation, unless of course you're mean, and unless of course you're redefining that concept of bitch faggot, like I am, one day at a time. You know, I was saying cunt nigger a lot, and I actually listened to Chewed Up by Louis C.K., which is a stand-up special he did from 2008, I believe. It's on YouTube, and he actually uses like bitch and faggot and cunt nigger like a bunch. That might have been where I got it from him, so I hope I'm not stealing that from him, but if I am, too fucking bad. Anyways, yeah, and so these two were trying to get me going and shit, and I wasn't having any of it, and I'm glad that they both laughed at what I said. That was actually really fucked up. Oh man. But they laughed, and I laughed, and it's just funny to see these people that just are unable to manage. And we look at the context of the people that can't manage, and then we look in contrast to the people that can. And there's just such a big difference. And you gotta wonder, does it just come down to genetics? Like, it comes down to a lot of different things, but I think more than anything, it comes down to, you know, your upbringing and genetics. Genetics can't save you from a fucked up upbringing, and I know that much, but a good upbringing can't save you from genetics either, to an extent. Maybe it can, I don't know. I actually don't know that. I can't say that for certain, but to an extent it probably can't. I think that is worth being said, at least. And with this technology aspect now, the thing is, we're experiencing this at such a rate where we don't have really any sample data to compare our experiences to. We're living it right now, and so we're living it at such a pace where this thing is evolving, where we can't understand how it's impacting us day to day. You know, even like, for example, wireless internet. Apparently wireless internet is affecting children to some degree. Apparently they want wireless internet out of schools because it's bad for the children's brains, and maybe it's bad for our brains. We don't fucking really know. And furthermore, because there's so many people benefiting from that thing, there's going to be a lot of evidence to change what's going on today. There's going to have to be a ton. Because people just, we as human beings, we don't give a shit. If we're benefiting from it in the massive way that we all are, it's going to have to take a lot of evidence to sway us to change how we're doing things. And even if we know, we might not. That's the crazy part. Even if we know that wireless internet is fucking terrible for our brains, even if we know that carrying my cell phone in my pocket means I'm frying my balls, even if we might not care enough. Yeah. Then we got kids carrying around cell phones. We don't know if you know, these these phone signals are destroying brain cells, or I see. I can't even talk about it because I don't know how the signal like affects our brains and shit. Maybe I should do more research before I talk about it, but I'm just kind of making you privy to the fact that there's some thought processes indicating that these things do impact us in a negative way. And if you're in a mall and this mall is saturated with wireless internet, how bad is that for you? We have no benchmark. We have no data at all to suggest if it is or not. And even if we do, like I said, a lot of us are keen to just leave it the way it is because we're all benefiting in such a way from it. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. And this life is like I said, this life is just moving. Just like the Flash, just doosh, 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 just one thing after another. And how can we keep up with the consequences of it? How can we keep up with the consequential impacts on us? Socially, physiologically, mentally, psychologically. Like, there's so many factors going on. And I just hope somebody's fucking got that shit on wraps, because I have no part of that, and other than talking about it, I'm not really participating in that. And maybe because I'm doing that, maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe all of us who think somebody else is doing it, maybe we're all part of the problem having that mentality. I don't know. Somebody else can do it. Isn't that just the human fucking mind? Somebody else can do it. Shit's fucking crazy, man. That's a street sweeper, by the way. Yeah. And this technology, it's good. It is good. It's addictive. It's good. It's doing what we need it to do for us, we think. And that's the thing, is that we're living in a system of our own creation, so how much good is it doing for us, really? Are we how much is it doing for us, really? We don't know. Maybe technology is the devil. Maybe we're supposed to be living like all these animals that are living here, but I don't know. Technology is just, it gets more evil and evil, it seems. I don't know. Like there's bombs and shit, and like get this, the fucking army, the United States is dropping the Moab, the mother of all bombs, and they don't even need Trump's permission to do it. They have their own free reign to do whatever the fuck they want right now. They want to drop a nuke, I guess they could. That's fucking crazy. And to an extent, the military says that, this has been a long time coming. We've needed the military to be... We've needed the military to be run by the military, because the military knows how to run the military best, but we were also warned of the military-industrial complex by several people, not just one person, by several fucking people. We want to attribute that to one fucking person. It's been several people. And seems like we didn't heed the warning. Or maybe we couldn't. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that we've got a lot of ground to cover socially to catch up to our technology. We've got to start doing things a little bit differently. And we've got to find some motivation to do that. And I don't know how we're going to do that. With technology being the way it is, I don't know how. Oh my god, the air stinks here for a minute. Fuck. I can fucking taste the diesel fumes in the air. It's gross. Yeah. Yikes. Shit's crazy. But it's kind of crazy to see how that Black Mirror kind of opens our mind a little bit to the possibilities of technology. I do like that show for that reason. You know, it's supposed to be a horror show. I'm really into horror shows. I wasn't that horrified by it. It was more kind of eye-opening and mind-opening than horrifying. But at least the shit that I saw, maybe, like I said, there's other episodes that are better. I'll have to continue to watch it because it is an interesting. There are some interesting concepts there for sure, without a doubt, without question. Even like drones now. Drones are fucking crazy. Yeah. You know, they got cameras on them and shit. ISIS is using drones to drop bombs and shit on people. Homemade bombs. They don't have to suicide bomb anymore. They just have a fucking drone that goes and has a strap to the bomb and just boom. That is fucking scary. Suicide drone bombers? Holy fuck, that's scary. When there's no more suicide involved and the person can just keep making bombs and using the drones to deliver them. Holy fuck, man, that's crazy. That's another level of terror scary. And who the fuck knows where that's gonna lead to? Even the terrorist attack in Britain on the weekend, or yesterday or whenever, Monday or Tuesday at the Ariana Grande concert. That shit is crazy. Some 20 odd people left dead. That's lucky. That's at a concert. That's lucky. You know how many people could have fucking died? Like, holy fuck. They killed a bunch of people, and that probably wasn't even the way it was supposed to go down. Like, fuck me. But let's keep letting these people into our country. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about these terrorists. And the thing is, to an extent, it almost seems like these terrorists are a blessing to the elements of government that want more control. With these terrorists present, it's giving the government the ability to pass these laws that they wouldn't normally be able to pass. We gotta wonder, are they motivating these attacks to happen so that they can pass these laws? Is that what's going on? Because that's fucking crazy. We even hear about these high up pedophiles, whatever. We hear about these corrupt politicians that are fucking kids and shit. Oh my god, like, who would have ever conceived that? And yet there's been a slew of evidence to suggest just that. A slew. It's fucked. And there's people being intimidated, even the CIA and like the FBI and shit, they're covering the tracks of these pedophiles and fuck. There's even a thought process going around that Anonymous is like a rogue splinter cell of the CIA. That we have various bad forms of the CIA running projects like the Fast and Furious that Obama was kind of caught in, where the CIA was selling guns to fucking like the Mexican cartel and shit, from what I understand. Maybe not the cartels, but selling guns all the same illegally. And that's crazy. And even fuck, the craziest thing of all is the double tap drone strike, which is totally believable. The double tap drone strike is this idea that if you have a high priority target and you're using a drone to kill that target, the drone flies in, shoo, boom, target gets hit, Well, there's bystanders that come by and help that target. And maybe there's doctors nearby and medics nearby. They help that target, and sometimes the target survives. And a lot of the time, these drone strikes were wasted. And so to combat that, they implemented something called the double strike, the double tap, sorry. Meaning the drone comes by, goes, phew, boom, blows the target up, and then does a second pass and comes back around, and if any bystanders are nearby helping the target, the drone shoots again and tries to kill all the targets helping the high priority target to ensure that the target is actually dead. That's fucking crazy. It makes sense too. I mean it makes perfect sense. If you're trying to actually, destroy a high priority target, and something is, some kind of factor, whether it be a doctor or a civilian, is trying to save that thing's life, and your mission is to kill it, what else is there to say? It's the double tap. But that shit is fucking crazy. And yeah, Obama was not a nice guy, not at all. There's even like fucking, I don't know enough about this to really comment, but there's even like, there's even suggestions that, the American military or splinters of it, they go into other countries that are having civil uprising, and they act as kind of a third phantom party between two fighting forces, and they shoot civilians and shit and kill civilians to inspire more fighting between the two forces. Like, that shit is fucking crazy. And again, the strategy makes perfect sense. It's just really fucked up and crazy. Like, we want to think like the military is honorable and shit, but not at all. It's all about efficiency, and that's really effective. When you can have two forces, two enemies that kill each other, why the fuck not, right? And if you can inspire more fighting, why not, right? It makes sense. But again, just fucking crazy. And that's technology, and that's not only technology, that's the human intent aided by technology. That's what we're doing with this shit like that. We're finding better ways to kill each other. And why? So we can all end up dying anyways? Is that why? What is the point of conducting warfare if we're all just gonna fucking die anyways? Who wins then? What, you win for 50 years and then some kind of mass extinction event happens? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. There's no sense in this. There's no sense in technology other than furthering it. Even like when we look at like iPhones, for example, we always guarantee these phone companies and like Apple and shit, they have like the iPhone 15 ready to go. Or on like the iPhone 7 or 9 or some shit, I don't fucking know, but I guarantee you they got like the iPhone 10 ready to go, and they got this slow drip of technology where they have this amazing technology that they're outfitting on, the iPhone 17. But instead of just giving us that technology now, they're going to let that technology drip down to us over the years so that they can maximize their profits. And then this planned obsolescence where I remember, like, before I got this phone, my other phone lasted for 9 years. In this phone, within 2 weeks, the volume button goes on it. like think about that. My phone lasted for 9 years, my last one, and worked perfectly. Perfectly. And was not like some, high-tech piece of hardware or something. It was just a fucking phone. And this one, like I said, the volume button starts malfunctioning after 2 fucking weeks. Like planned obsolescence is fucking real. It's fucking crazy. And, we've got this idea that the legal system and that the police, they're enforcing justice and they're enforcing all this. But in reality, they're all doing the same thing we are, just following the money. As long as we have a currency available, it's gonna motivate all the people to just align their intent with the most powerful people they can find. And the most powerful people probably are not going to have the best intentions, I guess. I don't know. This whole thing of just progressing socially with technology has become so much more different, even over 20 years. So I remember pre-internet. I remember that shit. Pre-internet was fucking crazy. And I was a kid back then, obviously. I wasn't an adult, but I just look at how much things have changed in 20 years, and I can't imagine what things are going to look like in 40 years. Like, fuck, I'm going to live to see some crazy shit, probably. And if I don't, maybe it's for the best. Who the fuck knows? You know? The other thing is, wow. Chris Cornell fucking hung himself. Wow. You know what, man? If there's some voice that can carry this up to Chris Cornell or wherever his spirit may lie in the void or whatever, man, you are a bad motherfucker. You are the baddest motherfucking rocker ever, man. Fuck, he was a bad motherfucker. Like, me and my buddy Jesse, we would rock out to this one song. What was it? Fuck, I can't even remember. Like just this one song. And he had lots of good songs, right? But just this one song was just infectious. I remember my buddy wanted to hear rap music. And I just turned this rock and roll song on and we just started fucking rocking out. Like, I've never seen him appreciate rock music before or anything. But I turned this song on and we're both just headbanging, rocking the fuck out. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's not I Am the Highway. It's I Am a Highway, or I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I remember every time me and my friend Jesse would meet up, I would just have this song somewhere in my car. I would just dig this CD up and be like, dude, let's rock out quick, and be like, fuck yeah. We would just rock out to this song and just like yell it at the top of our lungs and headbang and fucking, oh, it was awesome. Fuck, Chris Cornell, you were a bad motherfucker. I can't believe, well, based on, you know, how we watch wildly successful people, a lot of them do off themselves. And I don't know what inspired that, but man, that dude was a bad motherfucker. Fuck, that's really bugging me. I don't know what song that is. Oh, fuck, that's bothering me. Motherfucker, what song is that? I can't remember right now, but man, he did like Bond music. Like, fuck, Chris Cornell did it all, man. That guy was a bad motherfucker. Like, for real, I can't believe that. I don't know. I guess maybe he lived through his time and now his time was at an end. I don't know. You know, his time to be relevant. Maybe he just wanted to be relevant and couldn't be, and I don't know. But that guy created some of the best music on this fucking planet without fucking question. Without question, that guy was a bad motherfucker. Motherfucker, that's bothering me that I don't know that fucking song. Fuck, that's, oh, it's the greatest song ever. If I fuck, what is it? Oh, almost want to say it's Guerrilla Radio, but it's not. It's definitely not, because that's not Chris Cornell, right? But it's something like kind of close to that. He just had this way to just rock out, just fucking go wild, but still be so composed and still be chill, but just fucking rock out. Fuck, that was awesome. I wish I would have got to see one of his shows in concert or something. I've only seen, I believe, two concerts in my entire life. I'm not a big like music guy like that. I do like music, but I don't go to concerts and shit. I've been to Foo Fighters and Iron Maiden. Those were the two that I've been to, and fuck, man, I don't listen to much rock music anymore. Now I listen to like I'm on like right now I'm on Damn by Kendrick Lamar. I think that's the greatest fucking rap album ever made, for sure. That's lyrically, oh my god, that is like it's so sweet. It's like honey. It's just amazing, but I can't. Oh, that's bothering me. I can't remember. I forgot that song. Fuck. No, I can't remember it right now. Fuck, that's pissing me off. Anyways, if you have never listened to Chris Cornell before, or any of his music at all, go check it out. You fucking owe the world that. Because, like I said, that dude was the greatest rocker ever, I want to say. He was fucking... He was as decorated as they come, or as they will be. Like I said, he was doing Bond music for, like, movies and shit. Like, fuck, he just was a bad motherfucker. He really was. That shit, I'm gonna find out what song that was, because I at least owe his legacy that much, after he's provided so many hours of entertainment through his music for me and my friends to bond over and shit. Fuck, he's a bad motherfucker, man. I could only hope to be half the bad motherfucker that dude is, or was, or you know, yeah. May his legacy live on. And all of our legacies can't live on, but Chris Cornell, I think we can let his live on. I think, I hope that his legacy lives on, because it's a damn good one. And it's not just, oh, it's music, bro, like fucking just like amazing music. Yeah. Anyways, we're coming on like 43 minutes or something, so I'm just gonna end this shit. I just did one back to back, so I just did number 14, and now we're on 15, and might even, I'm not gonna do 16. I'm gonna go and turn this into a movie now, or a movie, a Windows Live movie, or whatever the fuck, to put that on YouTube and save them onto my computer and shit. But until then, the wisdom for today is understand that every choice you make is adding up to a legacy. And people are going to remember the choices you make. So make them good. Make that legacy worth remembering. And I'm not saying you have to be remembered. That's not what I'm saying, because a lot of our legacies are not going to be remembered. We have to understand that. But if we can make an impact, we should. And I don't know how we can make that impact. I definitely can't tell you how you can make that impact. I have no fucking idea. I'm not going to sit here and, I know some good advice. What did we already say about good advice, for fuck's sakes? But, yeah. Just understand that every choice you're making is leading somewhere. Every choice you're making, it's having an impact on your legacy, and it's adding into your character, and it's being defined by your character. So seek that definition, and make sure it's a sharp definition. Make sure people can see the picture clearly, And make sure if the picture they're looking at through you is not clear and is foggy or clouded or not as translucent as it should be, make sure it's translucent. Make sure people can see it for what it is. Anyways, I love you all. May God touch you, and may the devil touch you, and may you find a balance. You know, we talked about episode 1, balance. Fuck, that's important. You gotta have that balance. And without it, I don't know what you have. But you need to have balance. And so I hope you find that balance, and I hope you find a place that you want to be in, and I hope that you struggle to get to that place so you appreciate it in its entirety. Struggling is important, and I hope you're struggling to get to a good place so that you can remain there and fight for it. Just as I'm fighting for you. Actually, I'm not really fighting for you. That was kind of fucking... That was really fucking, like, out of nowhere. Just as I'm fighting for you. Speaking of fighting for you, go to my Amazon Author Central page and fight for me. Even though I haven't really fought for you. Well, I am fighting for your right to say bitch, faggot, and cunt nigger, so... It's an uphill battle, but... and really, the battle hasn't even begun. But, when the battle does begin, I'll need the warriors. I'll unleash the warriors' call, and... All you motherfuckers better come running with broadswords and blue faces, alright? Oh boy. Good old Mel. Anyways, like I said, love you all. Good luck with everything you're doing. I am gonna be on hiatus right away, so if you're just discovering me, don't think that I've disappeared or anything. I'm just gonna be on leave for a while, writing and shit, and getting my fucking head straight. I am taking a little bit of time off work to just write, and I'll probably still do like the fantasy shit on my blog every now and then, but not consistently like I have been. Or you know, I haven't been doing that consistently because I've been working and shit, but I'm not going to drag this on. Love you all. Take care. Good luck. And may God bless you. Take care.